guys.
Well, hello, friends. I'm so glad you could join me today at this open studio event. Since at this time we are not really able to have a proper, full-blown public open studio, I thought I would bring the studio to you. As you know, Cherie and I have recently moved. I just wanted to kind of show you around the new studio and in so doing spend a little time with you. We won't be needing these. Nope, we can set those aside though. I do support using them for the benefit of others. We do want to do that. As you can see, I need quite a bit here to cover all this down here just to make people feel comfortable and at ease. I kind of look like a bandit robbing a bank, but that's okay. I must say, I can't express enough how much I miss so many folks. My heart goes out to you today, and I thank you for joining me. There are a few things lined up here, but before we get to that, why don't I show you around? Now, as we enter, you can see there's quite ample space to be able to work in here. My studio is a lot larger and spacious. I can get a lot done here. Over there is my art desk. If we turn to the left here, this is a nice bookcase with books, of course, and my wonderful plants. Plants and books is a must-have indeed. We have a nice area of storage here, which for an artist is very important, of course. Over here we have the area where I'll be doing some painting. And, well, down there is that's the metal therapy station there, yes. And the painting area over here, I haven't gotten to use it yet. We're still settling in our home here. And we're about 98% done. I've done a bit of colored pencil drawing, but I've had a few physical struggles, as some of you know, so I haven't gotten to begin some of the things I will be doing. I'll be starting a sunflower painting soon. That one has kind of an outline of a cow scene on there, which I didn't start yet. I thought I would do the sunflower first. Sometimes I change my mind on when I'm going to do things. Over here we got some cornfields out there right next to my art desk. This is my main art desk here where I do colored pencil drawing. You can see the shell still life it's really coming along. It's about 90% done. I was hoping by the time I did this open studio I would have it done, but as I said, I had a few struggles, so I kind of got delayed by some pain issues, but there we have that. It's really coming along and it'll be done soon. Alrighty, so let's pan out here. I got my my pencil sharpener there right next to my art desk. And some more plants, of course. Got plants down here. There's my mom's hat from the picture that a lot of you may have seen of her praying that I did. She's out in the garden. Since this is October that I'm doing this, I'm filming this, it's sometimes kind of a hard of month since she passed away on the 11th in October, so it can get a little difficult, but she's with the Lord and she has the utmost joy with him indeed. Alright, here we go to the right of the art desk. Another plant, that's a monster plant. It's a gold. I can't remember at the moment what they call it. A golden pathos, I believe. Over here is my devotional area and my Bible study area where I pray and study. So I have room for my art and that too. That is such a blessing. That's something I was really hoping to have. So let's pan out here. And then we go back here. We have the door with some nice glass there. And the bookcase in the back there. There's plenty of room here. Quite a bit of room. Room for storage, room to create, room to move about without tripping over myself, though I could probably do that if I was in an auditorium and there was nothing in it. I trip over myself quite often. Plenty of room to create, indeed, and quite a wonderful environment. The area is so quiet. Cornfields, trees. We have the bird feeder with the birds, and it's just such a calming, quiet place. A wonderful place to live and create. So, there you have it, indeed. Well, here we are in the new normal. At least that's what we tell ourselves, don't we? It's not exactly normal, isn't it? It's the new abnormal. We need human contact. There's not much of that these days, is there? It can get to you sometimes. I know it does for me. But when I look back at my life, it's strange how things come around. I grew up with mental and emotional problems, which I've been very open about and shared them in different places. My life then was totally isolated socially. I had no social contacts, and here we are, in some sense, being forced to do it again. So I guess in an odd way, I might be able to give a little bit of advice if you happen to be struggling with it, or just even just frustrated with the way things are right now. I think the worst thing to do would to be to embrace the isolation, and by that I mean to get into a funk of being by oneself and kind of just bowing out and not really communicating with people. It's very important to communicate with people, and it's very important to have some kind of human contact. And we might get frustrated and even angry at times at the way things are and go the whole other way and just defy all the rules of common sense to stay healthy and to keep other people safe. But there are ways today that we can communicate. Certainly, there's by phone. I know my wife does that a lot. It's a great blessing for her to be connected with people by phone. And certainly there's social media. There's things like Skype and Zoom. Of course, as an artist, I'm going to recommend creativity. No matter how long you've been at home, whether you have any social contacts or not, whether you have very few, creativity is a huge and it's an edifying blessing. It just pulls something out of you, a sense of peace and accomplishment, and there are so many different forms. You may like music, you may like crafts, you may like art. Whatever form of creativity you use will certainly be a blessing to you. I know it is to me. I mean, I am an artist, but practically speaking, if I take too long and if I don't sit down at my art desk for too long, I can get a little wacky, a little off. I just don't feel or even act myself. Indeed. So it's very important to have some kind of contact. And I really do want to stress, if you feel off, if you feel lonely, if you feel agitated, or you just don't feel right the way things are now, that's perfectly normal. We are human, we need each other, so please find a way to connect with someone, talk with someone, and it's really important to do. Actually, you might even want to consider counseling if you really struggle very deeply. Counseling is a huge blessing. I've done that over the course of my life a number of times, and Cherie has had a counselor for, I guess, 5 or 6 years by now, and she's kind of graduated with that into us doing marriage counseling together, which has been a surprising and very wonderful blessing to have that as an outlet to understand each other. But you need someone to communicate with, someone to understand you and listen. It's very important. I was just reflecting not too long ago about how God has been so good to us. And as I thought about it, I thought, you know what? I wish, since God has given so much to us and so much to me over the course of my life, not only in turning my life around, but the things that he blesses me with, that I wanted to give back, to give somehow. So I thought of, why not have a giveaway? And I thought of the God is Good giveaway. And I'm going to be giving away, where is it here? This print here, it's an 11 by 14. The print is 11 by 14. The mat is 16 by 20. And this will be taking an all-expense-paid trip to someone. Someone I will pick out of the hat. The criteria for that was to tell me what the last word in Romans chapter 10, verse 9 is. And that verse is this, that if you confess with your mouth Jesus as Lord, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. The last word is saved, and everyone that entered got it right. So why don't we do that now? Let's see who's going to get this print. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be cool. Okay. Got my summer hat here. All right. I can't look now. Close my eyes. All righty. Let's see who this is. Maybe I can show you before I see it. It's okay. Is that upside down or right side up? There we go. Aha! Vivian Noblet. Congratulations! The print is yours. I will send it along very soon as I get it all wrapped up and packaged. God bless you. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, for this open studio event, we will be having, I say we a lot because I often think of Cherie as being, connected to me that way, so it's not just me. She's in on all this too. Anyway, we'll be having 30% off of any of my original pieces, which you can see and view on my website. I'll also be having 30% off of my in-stock prints. I will show you what those are. I have a print of the Petals and Folds here, one of those. I have one print of Gentle, the ocean scene. I have two prints of Vigilance, the eagle colored pencil work. There's two of those available. And I have a print of the portrait of my mom. That's Prayer Series 1. Carol, Prayer Series 1. These are all 8 by 10. The print size is 8 by 10. The outside size is 11 by 14, if I remember correctly. Anyway, those are the prints that I have in stock. Those are 30% off, as well as the original art. Of course, that is to pick up locally only. Either you can come to the house here and pick it up if you would like to purchase one, or if you're not too far away, I'll bring it to you with the mask, of course. I do have a few other things available that are not part of the 30% sale, but these are pretty much always available. I have plenty of these. It is a short booklet called A Basic Colored Pencil Technique Guide. It's mostly text in here, and it was designed really as an addition to my classes so that you could have an in-hand take-home to take with you as a handy reference. It basically covers all of the groundwork that I do in my classes in text form. So if you would like one of those, I have plenty of those. Plenty. I, at this time, only have 2 of my books in stock left. You are certainly welcome to purchase those. I can't really remember exactly what the price is, but it's around $20. I'll have to ask Cherie. She had those numbers, but if you'd like to come to the house, I would be happy to sign them for you. Indeed. Now, when we moved, I happened to discover that I'm not really out of greeting cards. I do have some left. Now, let me see what I have here. I have quite a few of these cards. These are the ones featuring my mom's cookies. The story behind that is that I had wanted to do a Christmas still life that featured my mother's cookies. I, at one point, had asked her, I know she had, let's see if I can remember this correctly. I know that she kept some in her freezer. After she would bake them for Christmas, she would keep some in her freezer so they would still be left over, you know, sometime afterward. And I had asked her about that, and she said, well, there's just a few left in there, and it's not really anything much there. But I think at one point she was in the hospital, and on my way to see her, perhaps, or something, or to go to the house to do something. I don't remember what it was. I went and I got the cookies out of the house, and, you know, if you knew my mom, and whether you were in the family or in the circle of her church friends and whatnot, my mother did huge batches of cookies, and I'm her son. I'm gonna say something nice about her, of course, but in practical reality, they were like something in a magazine. There was tons of them. They were beautiful, and all there was left was this meager little packs of somewhat crumbled frozen cookies. So I drew those in this still life, and to me, it was just a kind of symbol about how my mom is no longer here with us. She's with the Lord now, and you know, we try to hold on to things, but it's so hard to and so fleeting. And what once was so big and wonderful is now so small. And I don't know, it was kind of a melancholy kind of way of remembering her. But, you know, anyway, to remember her, I try to do that as often as I can and honor her in my artwork. My mother was very important to me, and she was certainly my number 1 supporter. And you can guess who that is now. That's Cherie. Okay, let's see. We do have a pack of these. And that's about it for the cards. They come with envelopes, so I'm not going to count these right now. I'll just say that there's a fair amount of them, and if you want to contact me and ask me about them, if you would like to purchase some, we'll work out a nice deal for you. How's that? All right, what else do we have here? I also happen to have a framed print. This is a print. It's not the original. The original was purchased some years ago. This is a framed print of Petals and Folds. This is available. I'm going to offer this to anyone who offers somewhere over $60. I'll let you decide what you want to do. Whatever your heart moves you to do above $60, it's yours. Of course, locally, you'll have to come and pick it up, or if you're close enough, I'll come and bring it to you. Indeed. Well then, I really enjoyed spending time with you. You know, it's very important to find different ways to do that, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed walking around the studio. You all know we recently moved, so I haven't got a lot of art done. I'm still trying to finish that one piece that got interrupted by a lot of headaches and a lot of neck pain, and it was quite an ordeal for a while. I didn't even know what to do, but we're making a little headway there and trying to solve it. I'll be finishing off that shell still life. I'll be starting a colored pencil work of a yellow rose. It will be laid out on a table with kind of a triangular focus of light down onto the rose. It's going to look really cool with a dark background. And then I'll have the sunflower painting due. I think I have at least 4, maybe 5 pieces planned for however long it takes to do it. It could be the winter, and in the spring we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to being very creative and just enjoying the peaceful atmosphere here. I'm sitting here talking to you, and behind you, sort of you, the camera, is the window, and I'm looking out there with the colors are changing, the trees are changing. We got some red, some sienna, some orange. We still got some green there. And we got the cornfield, which is quite beautiful, although at night, you never know. Cornfields and nighttime don't exactly go well together, at least in the movies. Anyway, I had mentioned ways to manage our emotions and to manage ourselves during this difficult time. For me, whether it happens to be this particular time or anything I might face in life, or just an average mundane day, one of the most important things for me, or even the most important, is to worship and praise God, to spend time with Him and enjoy Him. It's a huge blessing. I wanted to leave you with 2 thoughts today. The first is this: God created quite a wonderful human color wheel, didn't He? He really did. As I said earlier, we need each other, don't we? We need human contact. If you take any one of these colors away, it kind of loses something. But if you combine them, what wonderful things we can do, and how they can just blend together and do wonderful things. It's something to think about when we come in contact with other people and try to understand them, instead of simply having our own viewpoint and being kind of stuck in what we think. Try to understand things from someone else's point of view and think about why God created so many different kinds of people. It gives glory to Him in doing so, doesn't it? And certainly, I can't say that enough, we need each other. God created us that way. The second thing I wanted to leave with you today before I close out this open studio is I have a challenge for you. I'd like you to look around today. You'll see 2 things: the glory and power of God displayed in creation, and sadly, the sin and corruption of humankind. It's the latter that's the kicker, though. If we look inside ourselves, we find that without Christ and the redemption of His salvation, we are part of the problem. But if we are reconciled to God through Christ, we too can be reconcilers, connecting with others and reconciling with them and loving them where they are. Instead of expecting them to be something for us, we can love them where they are. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad I could spend this different sort of way of communicating and spending time with you, but I did enjoy it. Once again, I miss so many folks. God bless you. Thank you for joining me.